Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday morning, July 3rd. A very unsettled weather pattern continues for much of the eastern half of the nation. In the mid-Atlantic region, there were some strong to severe thunderstorms late yesterday and last night, and it looks like there will be a repeat performance not only later today into tonight, but again on the 4th of July. It looks like later tomorrow into tomorrow evening. There is a frontal system that is pushing into the mid-Atlantic region. It will tend to stall out and hang around close enough on Tuesday to continue the threat for afternoon and evening thunderstorms. That front could dissipate by the time we get to the middle part of the week, so the chance for showers and thunderstorms could be slightly reduced in the mid-Atlantic region on Wednesday and Thursday. But the overall unsettled weather pattern, not only in the eastern states but in the eastern half of the nation, looks like it'll continue right through the upcoming weekend. This is a forecast map from last night's 0Z run of the Canadian model for the next 10 days. And again, it highlights the unsettled nature of the weather pattern for the eastern half of the nation. Really, the eastern two-thirds of the nation can get some decent rainfall over the next 5 or 10 days or so. And all this purple area is 2+ inches of rain over the next 10 days. The only exception to the rainfall, for the most part, looks like typical this time of the year, the southwestern states, much of California, southern half of Nevada, southwestern Arizona, virtually rainfall will be non-existent over the next 10 days or so. Well, let's take a look at NOAA's Storm Prediction Outlook probability forecast map for today and tonight for the threat of severe weather. Slight risk showing up for much of the I-95 corridor region in the Mid-Atlantic region, let's say from New York City down across Philadelphia, D.C., and then much farther to the south, all the way down into the Carolinas. There were a couple of isolated severe weather events late yesterday and last night. One storm developed over the southern part of Chester County, places like Landenberg, and it crossed over the Delaware state line into places like North Star or just near Hockessin in Delaware. And there's some early preliminary reports of unconfirmed tornado right in that neck of the woods. And again, there will be the possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorm activity later today into early tonight. And it looks like in this same region later tomorrow into tomorrow evening. Of course, tomorrow is the 4th of July holiday. Hopefully these storms tomorrow will get out of the area by the time fireworks displays occur around 9:30 p.m. tomorrow night. But again, very unsettled weather pattern right in the Mid-Atlantic region, not only for later today and tonight, but it looks like a repeat performance on Tuesday. Also, the threat for some scattered strong to severe thunderstorms out across the northern plains. Well, let's take a look at the upper air pattern from the 0Z run of the Canadian model. And anytime you see an upper level low this time of the year, and with a lot of humidity in the lower levels of the atmosphere, watch out. There certainly can be the development of midday, afternoon, early evening showers and thunderstorms. And indeed, that is the case across the Ohio Valley and into the Mid-Atlantic region. We have an upper level low here that, yes, it does tend to weaken as it pushes to the east, but it'll certainly be strong enough to set off another round or two of showers and thunderstorms, some of which will be strong to severe later today into early tonight. Let's push forward here, and it does tend to weaken, but there still is enough instability in the atmosphere for the strong likelihood from afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. Again, any one of which can be on the strong to severe side in the Mid-Atlantic region. And the surface frontal system actually will hang around long enough right in this region on Tuesday to produce another day of instability in the Mid-Atlantic region. Perhaps not quite as widespread as what I expect later today into tonight, but nonetheless, certainly cannot rule out the chance for afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, the 4th of July, in the Mid-Atlantic region. Meanwhile, there's another upper level trough out across the northern plains by the time we get to midweek, and we'll push forward quickly here. Yeah, there is some ridging that intensifies midweek in the northeastern part of the nation. So the chance for showers and thunderstorms will be somewhat reduced on, let's say, Wednesday and Thursday in that D.C. to New York City, maybe to Boston corridor. But upstream, another upper level wave, and that just drops to the south and east. And here we are at the end of the work week and into the upcoming weekend. A lot of blue showing up, which is a little bit unusual for this time of the year now that we are in the early stages of the month of July. And what this is suggesting here, continuation of an unsettled weather pattern, certainly for much of the northern U.S., much of the eastern U.S., not only through this week into the weekend, but likely into next week as well. Again, this is all the way into Sunday, and a week from right now, look at all this. Upper level low situated over the northern plains, another wave across the northern Mississippi Valley, and yet another one over the mid-Atlantic states. In other words, an unsettled weather pattern will continue for much of the northern U.S. and much of the eastern U.S. There is strong ridging out across the south central states that will likely prevent any rainfall down in places like Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, and it will be quite hot down there, but rather suppressed down across the south central states and not extending all the way up into the northern U.S., as it certainly can this time of the year, with a continuation of wave after wave in the mid and upper level parts of the atmosphere. Well, how does this translate to the surface? This is as we begin the day here on Monday morning, July 3rd. We'll move forward here, and by afternoon and evening, we'll see kind of a intensification of shower and thunderstorm activity and more of a widespread coverage developing with a few hours of daytime heating. Watch out for the radar echoes to really widen in coverage by the early afternoon, especially mid-afternoon and late afternoon. There'll be some scattered strong to severe thunderstorms in the Mid-Atlantic region and throughout the southeastern part of the nation as well. Let's move forward here. And it diminishes in the overnight hours, but then on Tuesday, the 4th of July, and unstable enough for a potential repeat performance of afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms in the Mid-Atlantic region. Certainly that threat continues as well across the southeastern states into the Mississippi and Tennessee Valley, and also across the upper part of the Midwest. We'll move forward here. Again, a little bit of a relaxation of the instability in the northeastern quadrant of the nation for Wednesday and Thursday. Only isolated showers and thunderstorms expected on those days, but with that upper level low pattern setting up again over the northern plains, we could just get back into the instability by the time we get to the end of the work week here on Friday. Again, chance of showers and thunderstorms, northeast, mid-Atlantic region, all the way down into the Carolinas and up across the central plains. And that instability will continue right into the upcoming weekend and into the early part of next week. Here we are about a week from right now. And again, this is exactly where that upper level low set up over the northern plains, the Midwest, the Carolinas, and this will continue that unsettled weather pattern for much of the eastern two-thirds of the nation over the next 5 or 10 days or so. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.